Very good morning to you all. Chairman PFRDA Sri Hemanji Contractor, Sri Kishore Kharat Managing Director Indian Bank, our distinguished speakers from different walks of life, different institutions, our guests, our associates in the NPS system, the trustees of the NPS Trust, the nodal officers, the PAOs, the POPs, aggregators, the Central Record Keeping Agency, trustee bank, pension fund managers, custodian, and the annuity service providers. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to this fourth pension conference on creating an inclusive and sustainable pension system in India, opportunities and challenges. As most of you know, and in fact all of you know, the NPS was started in 2004, initially for the central government employees, and gradually central government employees other than the armed forces, and gradually extended to the state government and subsequently to the private sector from 1st May 2009. For the last 10 years, that is from April 2008 onward, the NPS is being administered and regulated by PFRDA through its associates in the system. It has been our endeavor to expand the coverage under NPS in a manner which is affordable to the subscriber and sustainable to the system, taking pensions from the salaried classes to the masses, from the metros and state capitals to the remotest villages of the country. Towards this end, we have been engaging with all the stakeholders in the NPS, eminent institutions and personalities who have special interest on the subject from time to time to address issues of concerns to the subscribers and to the sector. As on 24th February 2018, we have reached a subscriber base of 20.3 million, and the AUM has reached 2.25 lakh crore, that is 2.25 trillion. That would be roughly 1% of our GDP. During this year, during the calendar year 2017, that is December 17 over December 16, the number of subscribers have increased by 35%, the contribution by 37%, and the AUM by 36%. The government subscriber, that is the central government, state government, and their autonomous institution, they account for 29% of the subscribers. We have a corporate and all citizen segment. They account for 7% of the subscriber, and the remaining NPS Light, Swavlamban, Atal Pension Yojana, basically targeted to the underprivileged, poorer section of society, account for 64% of the subscriber base. Now, the 64% of the subscriber base is from the unorganized lower end sector. And in terms of AUM, this lower end sector accounts for just 3% of the AUM. The government sector accounts for 86% of the AUM, and the corporate and all citizen model, that middle segment, accounts for 11% of the AUM. Now, we have a vast network of nodal officers, points of presence, which register the subscriber, upload their periodic pension subscription on the NPS system. Presently, there are about 4,000 PAOs in the central government and about 2,000 DTOs in the state government, which upload government employee subscription on the system. Besides this, we have about 73 POPs, points of presence. These are banks and non-banking finance companies registered with us as POPs, and they provide the subscriber services, again registration and upload of their contribution from time to time through their over 78,000 offices spread across the length and breadth of the country. Then we have another set of banks. Most of them may be common, like the public sector, private sector, regional rural banks, the cooperative banks. 233 banks with their 1,25,000 branches, and another 20,000 post offices which are involved in the registration and servicing of the subscriber under the Atal Pension Yojana. So we have very vast network of the distribution channel, the service provided to the subscriber. Besides the nodal officers and POPs, one can join the NPS and the Atal Pension Yojana online through the e-NPS portal and the e-APY portal on the NPS Trust website and the CRH website, which is very fast and cost effective. Now, during the last year, we have registered one more central record keeping agency. Now there are 2 CRAs, allowing more competition to boost service quality and make the cost competitive. Further, many new functionalities, including NPS app, have been created to improve subscriber interface with the record keeping agency and the other player in the NPS value chain. The pension portfolios are invested in a prudent manner across government securities, corporate debentures and bonds, and well-functioning companies who are part of the future and option F&O sector, about 150, 160 companies. And the composition as of now is about 49% of our portfolio is invested in government securities, about 35% in corporate bonds, about 14% in equity shares of the companies, well-run companies, and the remaining about 2 to 3% in the money market instrument. The portfolios are also well diversified across the industries, sector, and companies. The returns generated by the pension fund since inception, that is compound annual growth rate, have been about 10% per annum. They may vary from scheme to scheme, fund manager to fund manager, but this is the general thing. Keeping in view the different risk appetite of different people, in addition to the moderate, one can have active choice in the sense that the subscriber decides what proportion of his portfolio should be invested in government securities, what proportion in the equity shares, what proportion in the corporate debenture, and within the broad asset classes, the individual securities are picked up by the professional fund managers which are registered with us. Besides that, there are auto choices also, in the sense that if somebody is not fully familiar in how does the equity function, how does the corporate debenture function, so we have these auto choices whereunder we have a moderate life cycle where the equity exposure can go up to 50% of the individual portfolio, as long as he is up to 35 years of age, and thereafter it gradually comes down, and the equity component comes down and the government securities component goes up, thinking that when he reaches superannuation, there will be higher proportion in the government securities. And when he is young, he can take risk because and in the long run, the equities provide a premium over the debt securities in terms of return. Then we have constituted the modern life cycle, the aggressive life cycle, where the equity component can go up to 75%, and the conservative life cycle where the equity component goes up to 35% up to the age of 25% up to the age of 35. Now, a comprehensive grievance redressal system with time-bound escalation matrix for resolving subscriber grievances is put in place. Subscribers have the option to register grievances or their complaints through call centers, interactive voice response system, web-based interface, and physical form to the service provider, that is POP, PEOs, etc. In order to increase the coverage, we impart training, and the training is part of the activities of the CRAs. The CRAs who provide the platform for subscriber registration have also been interested with the job of creating awareness about the product and process among the nodal officers and the POPs. And then we also have engaged agencies, dedicated agency, the infrastructure leasing and financial services skill, for training our distribution channel. that is again the PAOs, DDOs, banks, the banking correspondents, Department of Post, so that the distribution channel is fully aware about the product and the process. People have complete trust and faith in them, so that people join the pension. There is a high scope for expanding NPS coverage to the corporate and upper income group retail segments, which now accounts for just 7% of the subscriber base and 11% about the AUM. There have been suggestions to have a level playing field for NPS subscriber in terms of employer contribution, tax benefits, and payout system, like the annuities versus there may be some retirement product where there are no annuities. So from time to time, both from the subscriber and from the distribution channel, and we have been taking these up with the concerned authorities, and we are quite hopeful that there will be a time when there is a level playing field for the NPS vis-a-vis other retirement products in the market. We have two technical sessions, one for the accumulation phase and the other one for the decumulation phase. Now, the idea behind this technical session is we get the suggestions as to how to increase the coverage under pension, again in an affordable manner, which the subscriber is in a position to pay, which is cost effective. The cost of running the system is minimum, where the pension is adequate for the subscriber and it is sustainable to the system. Now, on all those fronts, we'll further deliberate during the course of the day. Now, with these words, I extend a very warm welcome to you all once again. Thank you.
I now request Mr. Kishore Kharat, MD and CEO of Indian Bank,